Welcome to Brasov Romania, everybody. Today we're going to visit with an expat from America and his wife, who is Romanian, who call Brasov Romania home. They're going to share with us their expenses and the quality of life that they have in Brasov, Romania. And this expat couple actually owns two homes. One home that they live in full-time, as well as a home that they purchased recently as an investment property that they'll rent out both short-term and long-term potentially. Oh, this is very nice.
That's why we got this place.
So you have the whole house?
No, this is the top,
bottom.
The
bottom
part
floor.
is ours. The top part is belongs to a lady. This house was built by her grandfather in 1959. But then in 1962, during the communist times, you couldn't have more rooms than the people. So they had to, and because they were putting new tenants, so they sold the bottom floor, and that's why we are in apartment 2, and they kept an apartment 1 in there. So she's the granddaughter of the first owner.
This is so
And
peaceful.
that garden belongs to her.
What a peaceful place.
Yeah.
We're going to show you more about the investment property and its financials and particulars later on in the video, so stick around. First, we're going to stop at the home that Irina and Jim are living in, and it's got a courtyard in the back where there's typically only 3 cars parked, but you can have a half dozen cars like there are today. They live on the first floor of the building in the back, which is actually the second floor for Americans. So let's go on in and check out where they live. Okay, so we're coming into the house here, and it's a pretty cool house. This is very nicely done, but right here off from the main door, I think this is just ingenious. They turned this closet into an office for Jim, and just great use of the space. And coming over this direction, we have the master bedroom, and it's got some great built-ins that they put in. And coming down the hall, we have a really nice kitchen. We'll come back into here in a second. And coming over here, we have the bathroom. It's got a washer and dryer in here and a handheld. And the kitchen. Got a really nice kitchen. It's got the 4-burner stove and oven. Basically everything you could want. It's got the peninsula. And then here's the living area, which of course opens into the area we passed by over here as well. And we have a dining section right over here. And we'll go out here towards the terrace. And out here's the terrace. And this area of the yard is common property with the other owners in the building. And the old city wall goes from over here back along the back line of their property. Well, first off, Jim and Irina, thank you so much for letting us walk around your house and showing everybody what your home is like. And now I guess now everybody wants to know about who you are, your lifestyle, and if they wanted to come to Romania, what would it cost them to be able to have this type of existence that you have been able to put together for yourselves here, which your home looks very, very charming, and it seems like a great place, and location is fantastic. So I'll let you guys start by introducing yourselves and talk about how you ended up here, and then we'll talk about your budget.
My name's Jim Hearn. I've been living overseas for much of my adult life. I joined the Peace Corps in the early 1970s and spent 2 years in Congo, what was called Zaire at that time. And then after that, I went back to the States and I started working for a nonprofit that does development work in Latin America and Africa. I spent some time in Ghana, 3 years in Ghana, 5 years in Rwanda, and then in the early 90s, I met Irina in Poland. I was there for a conference, and she was there for a conference, and we kind of struck up a friendship, and
I kind of fell in love instantly. I would have married him the second day. I have to admit.
and so over the next couple of years, 93, 94, I made some visits to Romania, and in 94 I went over to the US Aid office in Bucharest, and I ran into an old friend that I had known from the time I was in Ghana, and I said, I'm looking for a job here in Romania. I'd like to come and live here. And he said, well, ACDI VOCA is looking for a new guy to replace the fellow that's here. Why don't you go talk to him? So next day I went over to see him, gave him my resume. By the time I got back to the States, they were calling me and said, hey, we want to talk to you. And so 3 months later, I was on my way to Bucharest.
Fantastic.
So I ended up spending 6.5 years here in Bucharest, working in the region. And then I got a job with Land O'Lakes, and we moved to Minnesota. With Land O'Lakes, I spent a couple of years in Afghanistan. And then after that, I joined another company, and we went to Serbia, we went to Moldova, then we went to Bosnia, and in 2016 we decided to retire and come to Romania. So that's where things ended up.
And so how long have you been married now then?
We've been married for 26 years, since 96.
So they got married in 96.
Like
we got married in 95.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Right.
Yeah, we were so we're like in the same time frame
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
So
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're obviously happy with your life decisions at this point.
Yeah. We first when we were living in Moldova, we bought an apartment in Bucharest. That was in 2014 we bought that one?
Yes.
Yeah. And so we had that place, and it was rented out while we were in Moldova and in Bosnia. But then in 2016 we came back and we moved into that apartment. And after a couple of years, we decided that we'd like to have a place in Brasov.
First, we wanted to buy a place at the seaside, because on our way to Crete. And I said, how about if we buy a place in Constanța, not to have this to go to Greece such a long. And Jim said, how about if we buy a place in the mountains, because in Constanța, at the seaside, at the Black Sea, you only live there for 3 months. So I said, okay, let's do. I start searching, because I'm the one searching the web, and I search and search. I found an apartment here. I got in touch with the real estate. By the time I took the train and came to Brasov to see, the place was sold. But she said, there is another place if you might want to see. So there was this place. The moment I saw the yard and the terrace, I said, that's it. Next day he took the train to come and see it. 3 days later we came with a lawyer, and we bought the place.
Fantastic.
Super.
And it's an awesome place.
And we like both the properties, and so let's go ahead real quickly. I'm going to show some photos of your other home that you have, and this is a kind of an investment apartment that you have, and
that's right.
Maybe you'll rent it out to people. You haven't decided if you're doing the Airbnb thing, but if there's somebody that's interested in renting it, they can maybe connect with you in the future. Information to connect will be in the video description.
Okay.
So your home that I'm showing the pictures of right now, this is how many square feet?
This one or the other one?
No, the other one. How many square meters? I'm sorry. And
it's only the apartment has 91 square meters.
And then you have the attic.
I have the attic
and then
that
you have
we use now and we have a basement. In the basement we have a storage room and half of the common property, because the place is in a house that we have the ground floor, and the lady single lady has the top floor.
And you bought that home in 2019.
No,
No, that one we bought
these
last
places
year.
we bought. And
Oh, you
this-
bought the other one in 2021.
2021 in August.
And so you bought that in 2021, and how much was that one that you? paid for?
150,000 euros. we paid.
That's
Yeah,
a really nice
fantastic.
price, and it's really
And we
close
have,
to the old town. It's not as close as this one is to the old town, but it's pretty close
Yeah.
to the old
It's
town.
closer to Piazza Uniri, which is
Yeah.
a more
the only
calm,
Yeah, and so
less
this- so this is-
touristy area.
This
you
is
know.
the plaza that he's speaking about, and we went there, and there's a little cafe called Wolf there that we'll show more of in another video.
Mm-hmm.
the difference between this one and that one is there we own a garden. It's our garden, so it's 120 square meters of garden, which here it's only the garden is a common property with
you
the
share.
other owners. We share the garden.
So if you were to pick a tomato, you have to cut the tomato in half here and give them the other half.
Not
Well,
but
like
you-
16 pieces.
16 pieces. There are 16. There are other owners. We don't know how many because it's weird here. There are some people that bought 2 apartments and they combined them, so we don't know. This is apartment. This one is number 17, but they are not 17 apartments in the 2 buildings.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And they have parking.
Yeah, so
They
you have parking
literally
here,
have
which is nice. That's
That's
a
huge in Europe.
That's a
Yeah, it's a
real
huge
advantage,
thing.
you know. Yeah.
so that place is really nice. So let's talk about this home here. You bought this one in 2019,
Yes, right. Yeah.
and I was pretty flabbergasted when you told me the price earlier. But tell everybody that's watching, how much did you pay for this home?
80,000 euros.
80,000 euros in 2019,
But
and
then it was not like it is now. It was
you gutted it.
It was
Yes.
kind of a wreck, but
It was the old lady lived here, so it was an old lady kind of apartment. So we had to update it to
it was filled with old dark
furniture and
you
everything
know,
was
lots
dark
of,
inside. The kitchen was really old kind of furniture. The tiles on the floor, they were okay, but they were not our style. So we made it ours. We personalized the place the way we like it.
Those barn doors are so creative, and they brought so much light.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's amazing
yeah,
how much
yeah,
light
yeah.
it brought in.
No. How much did you put into the renovation?
Probably like $25,000.
25 or 30,000, around that much.
Dollars or
yeah.
euros?
Dollars.
Dollars.
Yeah.
Dollars. Because we had today here, they stripped all the walls to the bricks. They replaced all the plumbing, the wires. They rewired the house with new wires for internet, for everything. We put insulation here outside on the things. We just did the which
The
was
overhang?
The roof
that-
on the
roof.
porch.
We replaced
we
the
did replace the windows too. I
yeah,
think
we
did
replaced the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we replaced the windows. We
So-
put flooring in
Yeah, the only floor that was original is the one in the living and dining area where we had it re-sanded, but the rest of the floors have been
So it
replaced.
sounds like from the purchase and then to the renovation, a little over 100,000 euros combined between the 25 to $30,000 and the 80,000 euros, and
And the creativity of that office, that is so cool.
I know I love that office.
Yeah,
That's like when a little boy like Harry Potter grows up and decides he's going to have the office instead of living under the stairs, like in the
Yeah.
It reminds me of something I would do, definitely.
Mhm.
Put Warren in a closet.
Yeah.
Thanks, hon. Now,
Yeah.
I know that this home is not for rent, and your other place maybe for rent in the future, maybe for a short-term stay for somebody. Do you have any knowledge on what a home like this will be for rent for if somebody were to come to Brasov? What a typical long-term rent would be for here, and what would a long-term rent be for your other location in your destination?
I don't know for sure because first of all the other place, the one we call it Podragui, and this is Castelului. The one in Podragui, the owner, the real estate person the way it looked before even we renovated, they said that they can bring us 500 euros per month the way it was. How much it will be like now, we don't know. Because Brasov is developing because of the airport that will be open in December, and because it's becoming a green city, it's the maybe more more people, more investors will come and would like to relocate, because there are a lot of people from Bucharest, they relocate and they want to live in Brasov. So we might even have more than 500 euros per month for the other one. That is, for this one here, I think, because the way it is, and if you can find a younger couple, we didn't decide to rent it, but I think that for this place here, even if it's only 51 square meters or 58, whatever, will take easily 500 or 600 euros per month, because of the terrace, because it's in a downtown, we have a parking space, we have green, it's right there, it's green. So,
Well, I would tell you from our perspective, knowing what things cost in America and other places we've been, I would feel pretty good about spending 500 or 600 or 700
Oh my
euros
goodness,
a month
yes.
on these locations, because the location is good and the quality of the home is nice. And
Extremely livable.
I mean, you're not going to find that in the U.S. And you know, and I think even in like the UK or Canada, you're looking at a much higher cost to have any kind of similarity in value and location. I mean, I think that, I mean, really, your location is so prime. I mean, this is a minute and a half to the Old Town.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes at most.
I mean,
you have to walk to the main
Well, I think
piazza.
technically, I think this would maybe still be considered the Old Town, because I mean, you're inside the walls.
Well, yeah,
we
yeah,
are in the
we're
old
in
town. Yeah, we are not on the main square,
Yeah, on the main
like
pedestrian
Piazza
area.
Sfatului it's called. But we are in the old town. The wall, the old wall of Brasov is just right there. It's it's at the end of the garden. So
And they can
it's
see
so,
the Brasov sign.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your expenses to live your lifestyle here. Well, first off, obviously you have utilities, maybe gas, electric, internet, Wi-Fi, or I guess that's internet, cellular.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What are your monthly expenses for those types of services that you would have here?
Mm-hmm.
We have for electricity and gas. We have for this one and for the other one, we have a contract with Engie that is only every month. But we pay 500 lei per month, and at the end of the year they will
So it's fixed per month
So 500 lei per month for the
electricity and
for
gas
each place.
for
Okay.
each place.
yeah.
For
So-
each place.
So
And
then at the
500
end
for
of
here
the
and
year-
500 for there.
Yes,
Okay.
and after the end of the year, they regulate they will say if it's less, the
They look at
consumption
the
is
actual
less than
consumption
what we
and
pay.
then they adjust if there's
They
been,
adjust.
we
If it's
paid
more,
too much or
we
if
pay
we
them
didn't
more.
pay
We
enough.
pay too much, they give us money back. That
Okay.
is. Then we have my cell phone, my orange one is 130 lei per month.
Okay.
But it's because I was in a hospital and I use more of the internet.
Okay.
But usually is not that much.
What's
And,
your normal on the phone?
I think it's like, because this 140 hours a lot.
Yeah.
So it's probably I pay like $20 per month. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, you
20
pay a fairly
20
low rate.
Yeah,
So,
low
so,
rate.
so about
like,
100. So about 100 is normal, but it was like 130. this
yeah,
time
because
around?
of I was in a hospital. I used the internet. They didn't have internet in a hospital.
So on the monthly average for your groceries, what would you
Monthly
say that would be?
is like probably 500 euros per month.
500 euros per month.
Yeah.
Now, is that including doing it through the delivery route? Or
Yeah,
is that,
including delivery.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
500 to 600 euros per month for grocery, including his special diet, and we buy also organic things. So because of this, it's a little bit of stuff.
if you weren't doing the delivery, how much do you think would be less?
Probably 20% less.
Okay, so
Okay.
it would be.
So there's a
Yeah,
cost
yeah, yeah.
difference.
So your 500 euros would be about 400 euros without the delivery, but if you want that convenience of the delivery, it's 500 to 600 if you're doing with the specialty
Yes.
diet
Yeah,
also.
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty
She
reasonable.
gets,
Specialty
especially-
diets.
she gets
Oh.
avocados too, which add up.
we love avocado.
Yeah.
So
They
for
get
two
expensive.
for two people, that's pretty
Yes.
reasonable.
Yeah.
it's not
And the
bad.
thing that here it's less compared to the States are the taxes. Do you know how much tax we pay for this apartment? 160 lei per
100.
year, both of us.
Property
Now,
taxes here are quite
property
low.
taxes, and
I
this
mean,
is prime
it's-
location. I'm not
yeah.
talking
Yes, it
about
is.
Yeah.
you go in Tractoru or in Steagu, which is this here is prime location, and even so, it's the
Even for
taxes,
cars, it's much the same. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
it-
$30 a year for
Yeah.
the car, something like that. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
it's
that's-
really reasonable.
Yeah,
Really-
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Medical is very expensive in the United States and some of the
Yeah.
other countries out there.
right.
And I appreciate you guys being open about speaking about your medical situation recently. What types of bills do you see with medical here, and I mean, is there insurance that you're paying for? How's it work?
I got pension from the Romania because I worked here in Romania for 17 years. In Romania, if you work more than 15 years, you get a pension. So I have pension from the Romanian states. I worked 13 years plus 4 years of college. They consider 17 years. So I have a pension from the Romanian state, and based on that, I am insured by the Romanian state. It's sort of what you have in the states.
Medicare, you know, it's like
But this is
the
like
state, the nationalized
nationalized
healthcare.
healthcare.
Yeah.
But also because I wanted to have something private, we have a private. It's called abonnement with the
Subscription,
chain
basically.
with the chain of hospitals and things called Regina Maria, and we pay for the two of us €1,000 per year, and this
450 lei per month.
Per month.
is
Oh,
for
okay.
the two of us.
For the two of us.
Our membership, yeah.
membership.
So-
We are at the level of being VIP with them.
Oh,
And because
nice.
of this, even when there is a doctor at Regina Maria that it is, you have to pay no matter what, we don't pay the visit. So practically, because I had this ear problem, I've been to 3 nose and throat doctor and I didn't pay anything.
While we're speaking of medical insurance, as Julie and I are traveling the world, we have IM Global medical health insurance on us. So if you're a missionary, an expat, a student, if you're an employer with employees overseas, or if you're just going on vacation, if you're looking for medical coverage while you're abroad, check out the link in this video description for IM Global. Now, for full disclosure, I am appointed with IM Global, and if you do purchase a policy through a quote that you run on the link from this video, I will receive a commission. And for that, I would thank you. If for some reason you can't find the link, you can email me at warrenjulietravel@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to send the link to you. If you wish to follow Julie and I in real time as we're traveling, check out our Facebook group. Just search for Warren Julie Travel on Facebook, and we also have an Instagram account. So far, your life here looks pretty nice between looking at it from the standpoint of being from the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia. Living expenses are very, very reasonable.
Right.
What would you guesstimate on an average month you and Irina would live off of?
You know, maybe, I mean, our normal expenses would be maybe $1,000 to $1,500 a month, something like that. You know, if you're looking at utilities, food, you know, we haven't been driving much in the last 2 years, so the cost of operating our car has been pretty low. That might be increasing now that we're planning to go out and travel a bit.
And gas has been getting expensive, unfortunately, lately.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So $1,000 to $1,500 a month
Mhm.
for the two of you. You know, that's pretty good. And that's including things like one-offs with vet bills and things like that that might pop up. And
I mean, recently we had an issue with Martin. You know, the vet thinks he has spondylosis, which is some kind of a weakness in his spine, and I had to take him for 8 therapy sessions to a vet clinic that's about half an hour north of here, and each session cost 150 lei, which is, you know, like
That's
30
$30, yeah.
$40. So, you know, but generally expenses are not that high here. So
that's great. Well, I appreciate you sharing your life with everybody.
Yeah.
So as a reminder, if you're new to our channel, Julie and I, we're traveling the world with our 2 dogs. We're trying to see what it's like to live in different countries, different places, typically staying 1 to 3 months in a country before moving on. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, give this video a like, so that you can join Julie and I as we go across the world trying to share our expenses and our experiences with you and what it's like to live in other places. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.